and welcome to Dev Talks with KuttyPlayz. I'm your host, your boy, your dude, KuttyPlayz. Today's guest has one of the wildest Roblox success stories ever. He's the creator of the Math Obby 1, 2, and 3, and he's actually made it his full-time job teaching math through Roblox. It's one of, if not the most craziest ways I've heard to make money on the platform. So without further ado, let's welcome Brainy Spinach.
Thanks for having me, KuttyPlayz. Really appreciate this. I am Brainy Spinach, a Roblox maths tutor. It's a new profession I've started. And yeah, my game is called the Math Obby 3. I have two previous games, the Math Obby 1 and the Math Obby 2. The Math Obby 3 is planned to launch at some point, either at the end of this year or early next year. And I'm a lot more literal about what the game is because a lot of parents don't understand Roblox lingo like obby. But it's a Roblox obstacle course, obby, where each stage includes like a mini maths challenge. There's over 600 stages already designed, 5 different difficulties within that. Covers topics of maths from kindergarten to 5th grade, which is basically reception to year 6 in the UK. Kids get to play, build their confidence in maths, and unlock all sorts of fun rewards along the way, cute pets, colourful wings, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. And I use those games to teach Roblox maths classes and help children with maths anxiety. That's me in a
That's,
nutshell. That's what I do.
yeah, that is crazy because I've never heard of anything like that. Um, how many students have you had? Because that's nuts to me.
Yeah. So in the past year, I have had 201 students come through.
Wow.
Roughly any given week is about 70 to 80. But yeah,
And
some dip in and out. Yeah.
is this like your full-time gig now?
Yeah, very full time, like 60 hours a week roughly with everything that I do. It's yeah,
It's crazy because
full time.
you hear about devs, making money with their game passes and
Mm.
cosmetics and stuff like that. But you went like a totally different route. That's crazy to me. That's how did you even come up with something like this?
So yeah, I am very lucky in that respect, because I know a lot of developers they depend on the game passes and the Robux to then dev exit and make an income to make it their job. And not many developers get to then take it on as a full-time thing, whereas all of my classes are funding the game's development, and that's why I can make my games completely free to play, and they always will be. But the only reason I can do that is because of my classes. But yeah, the way that it's kind of like a gradual thing that happened. I was working in schools as a one-to-one special educational needs teaching assistant, mainly teaching children with things like autism and ADHD and dyscalculia and Tourette's and Down syndrome. You know, lots of different special educational needs, and the vast majority of them, most of them, were playing Roblox. Some of them a lot of Roblox, and they kept saying like, "John, give Roblox a try Roblox." And from what I understood, it was just like a discount Minecraft, which is like completely not true. Now that I know what it is, and that's what I thought of it as an adult. And I tried it, and then very quickly I was obsessively trying to make my first game on Roblox Studio, like every single spare hour, every evening up to like 1 o'clock in the morning, making my first obby, and delving into that, and basically was just obsessively making Roblox games. Made the Math Obby one. I could go into a bit more detail in a bit, but made a first game that will never see the light of day, which I can talk about in a bit because I really messed it up. But then the Math Obby one, and then that was really helpful to my students, and then I started to find out more about maybe teaching group classes so I could reach more people. Started working on the Math Obby 2, and it's all kind of just spiraled from there. Made my website, started doing the classes. Originally I was teaching classes on like places like Outschool and Tutorful and things like that. I think Out School's more like an American one. But then basically started doing it myself on my own website. And yeah, it's all kind of just spiraled from there.
So did it start out slowly? Did you know, how did you get your very first student, and how was that experience?
Yeah. So I mean, my very first students came directly through the game. Initially, it was more like I mentioned kind of what I do, and linked up different socials and stuff. And then some kids that were playing my game then were like, "Mum, look, they're also a maths tutor." And then away we went with that. The parents got in touch, and there you go. Because they'd see I was on YouTube, got my own little YouTube channel, Brainy Spinach and all that. A little Facebook page, which really Facebook's like the big one for parents, like that.
Yeah.
Like I'm 33, and the vast, like most parents that work with me are women aged 30 to 50, and like a lot of them are on Facebook and Instagram, which are obviously both owned by Meta.
Yeah.
And you can't link Facebook through Roblox, but they would find the Facebook. It was like Roblox, YouTube, Facebook, and then
Yep.
they would speak to me there. And so, yeah, that was mainly where it came through. But nowadays, although Facebook is still a great big thing with Facebook ads, a lot of it's just word of mouth. It's a parent telling
Wow.
another parent how well things have gone, and then referring them on.
When did you realize that this is something that you can do full time?
I think it was mainly the rates that I was starting to charge, and that's like been a sticking point for some people that I tutor, because the longer you do it and the more specialized you get, typically then the more you can charge. But I'm not doing this for money. If I was, then obviously I wouldn't make my games free to play for starters.
Yeah.
But I do need to pay myself and my employees and everything else. So I only charge what I need to manage that, and to pay for like promoting the game and putting it out there and so on. So to put it this way, at one point when I first started off tutoring, I was charging £25 an hour, and of that £25 an hour, 30% of that would get taken away by Tutorful, which were like the tutoring provider that I worked for as a contractor. And they take then, so 30% of £25 is £7.50. So I'd be earning £17.50 an hour. But it's only really enough for me. So
Yeah.
at that point then I could only pay myself, and I could only do what I do within the hours that I had. But as I was able to charge more, I started to realize, well, I could build a team from this. So right now, my one-to-one rate privately is £50 an hour, for
Yep.
one-to-one, which then allows me to pay myself, and then also my development team that I've got. I've got a little marketing team as well. My wife now works with me and helps me with a ton of admin, because my goodness, she wasn't helping me, I'd get buried in it, literally. I was getting quite overwhelmed at one point earlier this year. And then, of course, the classes, which technically, if their class is full, would earn considerably more than £50 an hour. So again, it lets me build up a team of people, which, at that point, then it makes me realize. It made me realize, maybe mid last year, especially, I could really make something big out of this, not just my own full time profession, but like a whole company.
Yeah.
Um, and this is like income that I've been managing and working with, which doesn't in any way factor in what the game could make. Because of course the game is free to play for the players, but there's still premium Robux,
Yes.
and the ability for uh, people to donate. And I've even got a thing on my board saying, students, if you read this, please do not donate the Robux that I send you, because some of them have started to do that. It's like, oh no, it's for you to spend somewhere else, not in my game. Um, but of course, like other developers very kindly donate Robux. That's happened before, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands at one point. I was on Rotank briefly, and yeah, like there's a lot of potential. Not to mention games beyond the Math Obby 3. I've got all kinds of plans a bit further out to make non-obby games, and all kinds of things that now I know and very involved in what my students enjoy, just how much better I can make some games that are already out there. So yeah, there's all kinds of stuff which I've been realizing over the past year or two, especially, which like I can make so much more out of this given time, given resources.
It's
Yeah.
crazy because when people think about Roblox devs, like I said earlier, they're thinking about, all right, they're gonna make money, through cosmetics, through game
Yeah.
passes. The way you're going about it is just completely unique.
I'm finding my own little niche, basically, of Roblox,
Exactly.
and I want other people to join me in the niche, because not only like it's not like I'm not gonna make it my kingdom and then like get away, this is my way. Like I want other people to join me, because if people join me, then it becomes a bigger thing all by itself, like its own niche industry as opposed to a niche company.
So when you first started off, were you working solo or did you have a team?
Oh yeah, very solo. I mean, there's no more solo than so, but you know what I mean. Like it was a lonely job at first, and I didn't really like. Of course, with me not really knowing much about Roblox, I didn't really understand the ecosystem of it as well, and it took me a little while to realize, for example, that most, or the you could say a massive lot of the developers on Roblox are children, and so I didn't realize at first that there's not many adults that come into this, like that, or even like a lot of children, they then become adults and they're still developers, but not many people go into it as an adult to start off as
Yeah.
such. So, and I thankfully have, as I said before, been a gamer all my life, and so I could quite easily adapt to what people wanted, and understand lingo and things like that. A lot of adults coming into it, if they weren't that, or if they only played very specific games like just FIFA, they just might not have a clue really. What I have learned over time is that the best people actually to hire are not adults that have incredible lure skills but don't really get what they're doing and just don't intrinsically understand things about Roblox that kids just do. Like I've now hired, like I mean a couple of them are now adults themselves, but certainly when I hired them, they were children. I had to get child employment licenses in the UK to be able to do so,
Wow.
which was very important, because they have taught me so much about Roblox. Even this week, I'm starting to get into and understand more about limiteds from one of my developers, and I've got the, what do you call it, the Spooky Time Fedora, and stuff like that. So we're playing around with stuff like that, and I'm trying to understand that a bit more. And I had no idea there was this whole thing about trading and limiteds that's huge in certain parts of the Roblox community. And yeah, it's been extremely helpful to have a team that not just, they don't just develop on Roblox and make things on Roblox. Like my lead developer Petkovic, my backend developer Return String, my modeler Giraffe, my sound designer Fonzo. Big shout out to them. Quite a few other contractors and people doing things ad hoc with map design and UI, but that's the core team that get it.
Yeah.
Like for example, Giraffe, they model the obby stages, but they also absolutely smash obbies in their spare time. They're insanely good at obbies. Like there's a running joke that I can't complete my own obby stages in the game. Like I'm a project manager at this point. I don't really do the development. I just manage the whole project, and I can't complete a single one of the expert. Like we got 5 different difficulties: training, beginner, skillful, advanced, expert, and I cannot complete an expert hobby that's generated.
Oh.
It's just, whereas he just blows through it, like just and it's madness.
My viewers know I'm good at games.
Yeah.
No, I'm horrible.
Bruh.
I'm
Okay.
horrible. And with obbies, oh man.
Just because he's turned up, would you like to meet the unofficial mascot of all of my games and my business?
Let's meet him. Look at that
there it is.
boy.
Oh my.
Can I pet that dog?
Can I pet that dog?
He's freaking-
It's more like, at the moment, the meme in here is more Pibble.
Oh my
Pimble the dog.
gosh,
That's a Frenchie.
yes.
Yeah, yeah. Here he is.
Look at that boy. When you're not working on the game or you're not
Yeah,
tutoring, what do you do in your free time?
yeah. Outside of tutoring and game development and all the rest, I play games. I don't think I'll ever not be a gamer.
What are
Right
your
now,
top 3 games right now?
right now, I'm loving 99 Nights in the Forest. Um, I would say though, my second and third most popular though. Second most popular, Dandy's World. Fantastic
Danny's
game.
World.
Really
Yep.
enjoy pretty much every update they release. Has been law. There's an amazing music video recently for various things. And then one that I can't really play with my students because the vast majority, I think it would be a little bit too scary for them. But War of the Worlds. I don't know if you played that yet.
I don't think I
Um,
have.
it is amazing. Highly recommend that game. Honestly, in fact, to be fair, that's above 99 Nights
Really?
and Grow a Garden. Yeah, because that's also one of my number one games to play outside of classes.
Well, speaking of games, let's go jump in your game, The Math Hobby 3.
So yeah, lots of stuff in progress, lots of stuff being changed. A really good example of that actually is during game testing. I realized that the way to generate hobbies is a bit complicated for my younger students. So if you click play at the bottom, you then choose currently anyway, you choose addition or subtraction, then you choose the level, mission they're in, and then the obby stage difficulty. There's lots of different like menus within menus.
Okay.
And you can see here, like it's gonna try and trick you into going onto whatever one. So let's, yeah, there you go. I was wrong.
Oh,
There you go. Nice, nice, nice,
okay.
nice. There you go. And then it will pop up with a question.
1,
So
2,
you've picked
3.
the easiest one. So what number comes after one, basically? Boom.
Wow.
And there you have it. And then just pick a question that's wrong.
Okay.
The
Ah!
next one, and you'll see, unlike with a lot. Oh, you're right. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I
Unlike with a lot
believe
of
in you.
hobbies, which
Don't
would
give
just
up.
it would, it would just send you back
Yes.
to the start of the hobby. This doesn't punish you because to punish someone makes you feel more anxious, and therefore you're more less wanting to do the maths. Whereas this
Wow.
gives you like a little encouraging message, and they get another shot. So yeah, sure, they could just spam the answers until they get the right one, but the whole point is they'll see the right answer, so they get shown
Ah!
very quickly that they're not going to get punished for getting it wrong. And yeah, you can see like lots of different math stages. Some like more like intensive than others, like this little castle lobby here. Loads of like really cool designs that Giraffe's made. And then you want to see a little Easter egg?
Oh, yes. Let's see an Easter egg.
If you basically, there's a little secret on this map. So
Oh, there's your
this is like a
dog.
little island. Yeah, there's Neo. He's also like going to be the starter. I haven't decided yet if I make the bee the starter pet or Neo the starter pet. But if I make the bee the starter pet, I'm going to make Neo like the absolute transcendent best pet ever, the
Yes.
final form thing. So,
Yeah.
but like, it's one or the other. But statue of him here, and if you scratch his nose, so if you click on his nose, the mouse
Oh,
should change. If you're there you go.
whoa.
So the stairs open up, and then you've got down here almost like a little shrine to what I do. So like you got three previous dogs. There's Miley Moo, one of my first dogs that had. There's Emma, the first dog I ever had. There's a border collie, a painting of her behind my computer actually. Neo when he was a puppy. And then Neo when he's down a bath, stuff like that. And then all the images are just different scenes from streams and classes. Some of them years ago. Just funny favorite moments. It's just like a shrine to everything I do.
Do your
This is
students know
my,
about this?
some do, some don't. Only a few actually know about it. Certainly, all of my students that are in these know. But
Yeah.
otherwise, yeah, I keep it a secret until they're like, John, does this island is there a point to this island? And then I like say, oh, how about you scratch Near's nose? It's that kind of thing.
Wow.
And then oh yeah, Griffin, of course, Griffin, one of my other dogs. And yeah, the way to get through to the center of the maze, which is in another part of the map. So yeah,
That's
there's
so
other Easter
cool.
eggs too, but I gotta keep something secret. That's my favorite one to show. Over here with the donations, obviously that's one of the ways that people can donate as a yeah, like for people that are like much more Robux rich is the general idea than say my students. But we had to actually remove the amount of Robux that I've funded to this game so I can obviously keep things going with my students and whatnot. It's gone over 400,000 at the
No
moment.
way.
Buying it in the 6,000 increments.
400,000.
Yeah, thousands of pounds that I've spent just on Robux.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
but eventually, when obviously the game takes off, like I won't have to keep spending that money. It will just come through from the game, and then that will fund I give to my students. It's like, for example, what we've been playing at the moment, a game called Busy Business, and each business that they unlock within that, they'll get like 10 Robux. Sorry, actually no. Each new business they unlock, they get 20 Robux. Each product they unlock for that business gets you 10 Robux. Oh, thank you. Did it set off the way it should?
Yep, there went the
Yeah,
fireworks.
that's good. Nice. There you go. Yeah, and it adds a little coin to the jar. There. Thank you for 50
Wow.
Robux.
That is really cool.
Hey, look, you're on the leaderboard.
Let's go.
Nice.
Let's see if anyone watching this can take that #1 spot.
Oh yeah,
Help him out.
yeah. That #1 spot is actually my lead developer, Pekovic, and they're very. They like to keep themselves at the top there, but I told them I don't think it's going to be long before they get knocked right off that perch. So.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Was there ever a point during any part of the development where you were seriously thinking about throwing in the towel?
Yeah, I guess it's a phrase that I've said more and more often to my team over the years, but perfectionism is the enemy of progress. In so much as you can make an absolutely perfect game, but the more you focus on all the little bits and all the little ideas you've got in your head that come from other ideas, and you're like, oh, I can make this so much better doing it this way, and then oh yeah, and on top of that I can make it so much better this way. And the more you perfect your game, the less progress you actually make and the further away you are from actually being able to launch it and make it a successful one.
Yeah.
And that's not the end of the world, like you could be doing it as a hobby, and it doesn't really matter whether you launch it or not, whatever. Like if you've made a great game and you get to play it with your friends and that's all you want from it, fantastic. But if you want to launch a game and make a career out of it, make money from it, get whatever you need from it, and in that involves launching publicly, yeah, being a perfectionist hampers you. And I've been a victim of that, trying to make things too perfect. My various developers that have worked with me in the past and present have struggled with that. They're like self-admittedly a perfectionist and incredibly skilled at what they do, but just focus too much on the little things and don't keep the wider picture going and like actually like get somewhere with it. And at times when, especially when I realized that I was doing that, it did make me think like, do I just quit? Because like this isn't for me. I'm just spending too much time on it, too much money. Yeah, shall I just? But then the thing that's kept me going personally is knowing that how much it helps my students, and not even just
Yeah.
my students, but children that aren't my students. That either can't afford my classes or don't know about them or don't have parents' permission to join my classes, but they can certainly play the games. It's still free for them
Yeah.
as well, and they get like, I used to get feedback all the time, especially for the Math Lobby 2, because the Math Lobby 2 is on times tables specifically. And the amount, like the reason why I did times tables is because that is one of the big moments of a child's life where they could start to really suffer from maths anxiety because they struggle with that. It's like a big jump from like addition to multiplication for a lot of children, because
Yes.
multiplication is repeated addition and so on. But then they were able to play it on Roblox and have fun with it, and then that would for a lot of children, they just needed to repeat it a lot, and eventually they get it, and they would find it boring as hell to just do it on paper, but they could play a game on Roblox and unlock pets and stuff like that in the Math Hobby too. And I get loads of feedback all the time saying like, you've made it so that I can ace my times tables tests. My parents are really happy with me for finding this game. Da 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 da. And it didn't matter whether or not the most of them did not become my student. And never did, never even intended. But it helped them loads, and that made coming on worth it.
Time for the speed round. So just blurt your answer out as fast as you can. Don't even think about it. Are you ready?
No. Yeah, go on.
Here we go. Coffee, energy drink, or pure adrenaline?
Coffee. So much coffee.
Favorite Roblox game that isn't yours?
Doors.
Favorite snack while working?
Chocolate, probably. Chocolate. That's the thing that most often features on my desk alongside
One word that describes your personality.
Eccentric.
Eccentric?
Like, you haven't seen much of it during this interview. I tried to remain professional.
And one thing you can't live without.
Is it bad that I thought Neo and then my wife just after that? Yeah. Both of them. But Neo came in my head first. Neo and my wife hand in hand.
All right, bro. I don't want to keep you too long, but this was super dope. Thanks for hopping on, man.
All right. Thank you so much
for inviting
me to this interview. I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to give it a watch and see all the magic you do with it. But yeah, really
absolutely.
Appreciate it,
Yo, that was such a fun convo. Big shout out to Brainy Spinach for pulling up. Make sure y'all check out his YouTube channel at Brainy Spinach, his game, The Math Hobby 1, 2, and 3, and stay tuned for the next episode because it's going to be huge. Don't forget to leave a like and smash that subscribe button. Appreciate you guys.